Hi, this is Oscar from the Smartphone Coaching System and Chicago Consulting, plus a lot of other things. In these videos, you're going to learn how to manage procrastination so you can eventually eliminate procrastination from your life. Procrastination kills dreams. I've seen it with my own eyes. I had a friend in my network. He had a dream of making his own business, and unfortunately he procrastinated on the important things, and that eventually led to a failed business, and he had to go back to the corporate world with a lot of debts. So why is this important? Well, time is the ultimate leverage. The way you use your time will ultimately determine your future. We all have 24 hours, no matter where you live on the planet. Mother Teresa, she had 24 hours. Adolf Hitler, he also had 24 hours. But the way they used their time was very, very different. So we need to learn how to use our time in the best possible way. And to do that, we need to learn how to manage procrastination. There's a saying that goes like this. If you want to know your present, look at your past. If you want to know your future, look at your present actions. So your present actions will determine your future. That's why this is so important. So, what do we have for you? We have 4 videos that are going to share you strategies and tactics that I personally used to build a multi-million-dollar business here in Dubai, plus having a great time while doing it together with my team. So these strategies and tactics, they work. And procrastination, there's 2 problems with procrastination. One is the negative emotions associated with it, that the feeling of guilt when you have these important things that you know you should do, but you just can't get yourself to do it. These negative emotions, the guilt, the shame, the worry. That's one thing. The other thing is that you're not getting important things done. So these are the 2 things that we need to learn how to manage. So the 4 videos, and then the first video, this one will show you 2 frameworks, and these frameworks are very powerful, and do the exercises from these frameworks, because these exercises will set the tone for the other videos. So let's get started. So what does it mean, procrastination? Well, the original word procrastination comes from Latin, and it's 2 words, pro and crasti. Pro means putting forward, and crasti to tomorrow. So basically putting forward things to tomorrow. Another definition is a needless voluntary delay. So it's postponing things that you're supposed to do, but you can't get yourself to do it. Have you ever done it? Have you ever procrastinated in your life? And what has procrastination led to for you? These important things that you just can't get yourself to do. What emotions that does elicit in you? The feeling of guilt, maybe? So don't worry, majority of us procrastinate. It's a common problem. And technology has even made it worse, because at the click of a button, we have access to all the information in the world, all the gossip, all the news, everything. So it's quite easy to procrastinate when we have all this technology. A friend of mine was sharing this story that she had a lot of important things to do at work, but she couldn't get herself to do it. And she went to TripAdvisor and to do a review on one of the hotels she had visited. And she ended up 2 hours later doing 15 reviews on TripAdvisor, because she just kept on going, and instead of doing the important things, she said, yeah, just one more. And maybe you have done something similar in your life. For me, I used to do it as well. I had different websites that I would go to with news, and you would loop it for hours. And that's not the best use of time. So this is what we're going to tackle in these videos. The problem is 2 parts, like I was saying. It's the negative emotions associated to it, the guilt, the shame, you feel bad with yourself when you procrastinate, and also getting the important things done. So it's 2 parts, and we need to learn to manage both of these. And maybe you know that once you get started, many times it's not that difficult. It's just getting started that is the problem. And yeah, that's what we're going to talk about in these videos. Don't worry, I procrastinated myself a lot in my life. I'm a procrastinator myself, and I realized that when I was at university. Maybe it was the same for you when you were in school. In the beginning of the semester, your teacher will tell you to, if you read 5 pages every day of this book, at the end of the semester, when we do the exams, it will come very easy for you. And you're thinking to yourself, of course, 5 pages every day, no problem. But somehow you don't do it. And at the end of the semester, when the exams are coming up, you're sitting there with all your books and you haven't even started. And that's exactly what happened to me when I was at university. And I started to panic. And you go into panic mode. I remember I walked down to the study area where we had a study area at my university. And when I entered that room, 70% of my class were there. And they were also panicking. And that's when I realized it's not only me. Procrastination is a common problem that happens to a lot of people. So don't worry. And by watching these videos, you're going to learn a lot of strategies and tactics to deal with this. But when I was at university, it was not really a problem. I mean, it was a problem that week when I didn't get any sleep, but not more than that. But about 5-6 years ago, or maybe 7 now, I started my own business. And when you have your own business, procrastination has become a problem. Because you have the feeling of guilt when you procrastinate, but you also end up broke. And that's exactly what happened to me. After 1 year doing my own business, I had no money at all. My credit card was maxed out and I didn't have enough money to pay the rent. And procrastination was a big part of this, because I didn't do the important things. So I'm not naturally a doer, I'm a creative person. I love to come up with ideas, and maybe you're the same. So I could easily sit and drink coffee the whole day and just come up with new ideas. But as an entrepreneur, just if you don't produce, if you don't add value, if you don't get things out there, you won't make any money. So as an entrepreneur, or if you're a salesperson on commission, procrastination will also lead to that you end up broke. So that's why it's very, very important to get this handle. When I started my own business, I had a home-based office. I still have a home-based office, but have a little bit different setup now. And when I was sitting working, I could see my sofa. So the sofa was just a couple of meters away. So it was quite easy to break, or you're supposed to do something important, but well, I'm just gonna take a 10-minute break and lay down on the sofa, maybe check a website on my iPad. And then 2 hours later, you fell asleep, you checked all the news that you can, and you wasted 2 hours of your time. So now I set it up a little bit different, so I can't see the sofa from my office. But these are the challenges when you are your own boss. So what I did, I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to learning. So whenever I have a problem, I go out and I try to find people that overcame the problem, wrote a book, or did a course about it. And this is exactly what I did. I took every book I could find on time management, I took courses, and I studied everything I could find to learn, to master this topic. But time management is only one part. The time management stuff helped me. It helped me a lot getting more things done. But there's another part as well, and that's the psychology, the mental aspect. If you have the best time management system in the world implemented, that you have that system, but you don't have the mindset to get yourself to use the system, then it doesn't matter. So you need two parts. You need a time management system that works, and you also need the mindset, the psychology. So you need both parts. And this is what we're going to talk about in this course. How to use your mind to end procrastination. We're going to talk about time management system, but also the mental aspect. So I'm still a procrastinator, but I have a system now. And a system that works. I've done a lot of things thanks to the system. I built a multi-million-dollar business. I have a podcast. I've written a book. I've done seminars in the desert out here in Dubai about goal setting. And what else? I have many different websites. I have a lot of different things, even though I'm a procrastinator. And the reason is because of these strategies and tactics that I'm going to share with you in these videos. So I'm very passionate about this because I know the strategies and tactics works. I use them myself to overcome procrastination, and now I want to share them with you. So let's start with some frameworks, and I'm going to show you some frameworks to start with. So let's look at some frameworks that can help you in your life with your time management. The first framework comes from Stephen Covey, and maybe you've seen it before. It's if you take a blank piece of paper and you draw 2 lines on it, and on one side it will be important, and the other one will be not important, and then you have urgent, and then not urgent. And in each of these boxes, you can list everything that you do. And of course, if you start with where you waste your time, these are the things that are not important and not urgent. What could be an example? Well, these examples I gave you technology. When you go to a website and you end up spending 1 hour just looping funny YouTube clips and cute kittens and whatever your thing is. Many times that's not important and it's not urgent. So we'll try to limit that as much as possible because it is a waste of time. Sometimes it can be nice to just relax your brain a little bit from the important things, but most of the times it's a waste of time, so we want to limit that as much as possible. The other quadrant is the not important urgent. So if it's not important, urgent, it could be someone calling on your phone or your interruptions and distractions. And this is what we try to minimize this. We try to avoid distractions as much as possible. And for example, when you work on your most important task, you should close down everything. Maybe put your phone on silence so you can't get interrupted, because distractions we want to avoid as much as possible. And then if we go to the other quadrants, now we're talking about the important, urgent things. This is the firefighting. This is all these demands in your daily life that you need to, it's really important that you do them, and it's urgent. So it's something that is happening at the moment and you need to take care of it instantly. It's firefighting. And this we need to learn to manage. But eventually you want to be in this quadrant. Important, not urgent. This is the most important quadrant, and you should spend between 40 to 70% of your time in this quadrant. This is where you work on stuff like this, what you're doing now, learning about procrastination. Learning is the perfect example. It's very important, but it's not urgent. Exercising, working on systems for your business, coming up with a new marketing campaign. All these things is very, very important, but it's not urgent. And unfortunately, a lot of us are not spending enough time in this quadrant. So do this exercise, take a blank piece of paper and list things in the different quadrants and try to analyze how was your last week when it comes to these different quadrants. Where did you spend most of your time? So that's one framework that you may have seen it before, but it's very, very powerful, and probably you haven't used it in a while. So take it out and use it again and look at your life, how it looks like now. So let me show you another framework that we use that is really, really powerful. And it's also two lines. One is doing, not doing, and then you have want to and don't want to. So there's also 4 boxes. So you can take out the blank piece of paper and do this exercise as well after you've seen the video. And so if you look at the first quadrant here, don't want to, not doing. What are some things that you're not doing it and you don't want to do them? Sometimes, most of the time, this is fine. You don't want to do them, you're not doing it, so it's fine. But sometimes there are things that you have to do that are in this box. And we're going to show you some strategies on how to deal with this. But for now, just list things that you're not doing that you don't want to. I can give you an example from my life. When I came to Dubai, I didn't want to iron my shirts, and I wasn't doing it, to be honest. I had to wear shirts at work, so I ended up just ironing this part and skipping the rest. So I didn't want to do it and I was not doing it. Now I have outsourced that, so I give my shirts to someone so they can iron it for me. So, but that's an example of something that I didn't want to do and I wasn't doing it. So, and if you look at the other quadrant, these are things you're not doing that you want to do. And these are many times the things that you procrastinate on. This could be like exercising, learning, or implementing something. So list all the things that you want to do that you're currently not doing. And then on the other side, some things you're doing that you don't want to do. These, of course, you should try to eliminate from your life. Maybe it's eating junk food, or I don't know what it is. Maybe you should cold call, or something that you're doing that you don't want to do. And in the last quadrant, these are things that you want to do and you're doing, and that's great. You should just learn from it and try to do more of it. So do this exercise before the next video. Take these 2 frameworks and list all these in the different quadrants and see where you are now. And the last one we're going to use in our next video. So make sure you do the last one. If you have some things that you're not doing that you want to do, you can share it in the comments below and we'll try to add some comments on it as well. And if you have some friends in your network, I want you to send this video to 3 friends that you know procrastinate. So share the video with a couple of friends that you know are procrastinators and that you think could use this. And now go out in the world and do some good. Let's do some good together. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.